Islamarado. This is the cream of the crop we're going to watch right now, Mark. These are the top bike riders in the world. No question about it. We have got some fine talent here, starting not the least of with Jeff Jacobs, who is the current pro men's leader right now in points.
Quite a story. You know, he started racing, I guess, when he was about 13. He was the novice world champion then. And he moved up to expert the next year. He became the expert world champion. Ever since then, he's been the pro world champion.
He's on bike one.
Bike one, he's on the outside on the starting line, which at this particular course is not so much of a disadvantage. It's actually a pretty good angle to that first turn buoy.
He's got to deal with other people like Victor Sheldon, who's right on his heels in the total point championship, and Chris Bichetti and Harry Gocher. So those are four names to keep in mind as we start what will be a 12-lap race.
Jeff Jacobs with his performance jet ski is highly tuned. His father and mother flew in for this race, and he's off.
And it's a fair start.
Look at Jacobs coming up on that outside, and he's going to, a lot of fiberglass banging there. A little bit of an accident.
But everybody seems to be up and running at this point. Now, these are super stocks now. Let's talk about the actual construction of these bikes. What are the super stocks, Mark?
Super stocks, first of all, start with a 440cc engine. They cannot bore out the cylinder. It's got to be a stock carburetor. And what a story, Ken. 65 Emmett Hood out of Largo, Florida, sort of the dark horse here, comes out with the lead. And over the log jump, Jeff Jacobs now on the outside, putting the pressure on Emmett Hood. When he bangs into Hood, and Jeff Jacobs takes over the lead with just half a lap into the event. Jeff Jacobs is fearless. Coming down this straightaway, he smelt that first place position and took it away from Emmett Hood.
Now, you mentioned that they bump and they hit and everything. These bikes can take it. It's not like one hit and you're done. But I would think that can't go on a whole lot because obviously it cuts into who's got the lead and it certainly could knock somebody out.
Well, there's no doubt that these machines are very durable. They're made with sort of a sheet-molded compound. It's not necessarily fiberglass, but it's still very strong.
Okay.
And they can take some dings. But Jeff Jacobs looks like he just had a problem right there. He's slowed down. 54 is dead in the water. That's Jacques Bryan out of Indiana. Jacobs way up in the air on that log jump. These things are newly inflated with new tubes, and it's sitting way high in the water. You're going to see that thing pitch from side to side as the event goes along.
Now, you said that is kind of like to put a little artificial kind of chop in the water because had we been out in the sea like at Pompano Beach, the waves itself would have given them that kind of lift.
Exactly. The big battle now is between Chris Bichetti and Harry Gocher for third and fourth on the right side of the track. Those guys are trying to move up. Bichetti started the day in third, Gocher in fourth. Victor Sheldon towards the back of the pack. All alone, though, on the right side. Jeff Jacobs, he is incredible. Displaying that number one on the side of his cowling, the engine cover, and it looks like he's going to be doing it again in 1991. He's got that fluorescent paint job on there. All right. Over the log jump. Whoa! Way up in the air, and that's trouble. That is big trouble for Jeff Jacobs. He got airborne, a little showboating there.
A little too concerned with the aesthetics as opposed to the lead, but Jacobs okay out of the water and still with the lead.
The log jump looks like it's gone a little bit off to the side. Not really at an even keel there. That could present some problems for the riders.
Be interesting to see Jacobs as he comes around again how he deals with the log. Maybe not quite so much showboating.
He must have been 4 feet in the air, yes. Ken, and that was pretty awesome for the spectators, but that's the kind of thing that can put a hurt on your boat and your body. You really do not want to be up in the air like that. You can see he might have even injured himself slightly. He's in good condition, but a jolt like that is not what he was looking for in this first race. He's actually slowing down a little bit. He looks over his shoulder.
Here he comes again over the log. Let's watch this time. A little bit shorter.
He just caught the tailpiece. That's what you want to do. You don't want to catch that thing. Emmett Hood basically just ran right over it, as did the other riders.
Emmett has to be the surprise right now. We mentioned when he took the lead initially, but he's hanging in there. He's in second place.
He's a darn good rider. You know, he was the Expert World Cup champion, and now he's in his first year as a pro. He had a good time on the national tour. But he's in there fighting with the best of them. Jacobs down the back straightaway. He's almost got a 100-yard lead now on the rest of the pack. Chris Bichetti back there in third is trying to make his move on Hood down the back straightaway. That's where the race is right now for second and third. Gocher in fourth.
matching second and third right now. But again, remember, there are points involved in this race. Of course, if Jacobs wins it, he will take what will be a pretty fair-sized lead. But the second and third place finishers can pick up points that could help them in the overall standing.
Oh, and Fischetti, a big submarine. And now Gocher takes over third, Chris Fischetti, and in fifth position is boat number 2, Victor Sheldon. He had a rough start. He got caught in the middle of the pack, I believe, and once you get back there with this caliber of rider, it's awful tough to move up. You see Fischetti down the front straightaway, moving to the outside and trying to set up Emmett Hood for the pass on the inside. On the left side, I'll be looking at the white flag, though, is Jeff Jacobs all by himself. I mean, look at the way this guy rides. He's even been slowing down, and he's still got, probably a 6-second lead over Harry Gocher.
Jeff Jacobs, he of the fluorescent tones, will now pick up the white flag as this final lap, the 12th lap, will begin. And Jeff Jacobs riding into the record book and certainly riding away from the rest of the pack here at Islamarado.
Well, Ken, an interesting family that he comes from. His father's a lawyer, flies into most of the races. He's an excellent mechanic. His mother has been the number 2 ranked pro woman in the world for the last couple of years. His brother is one of the top pro riders, so he's got a lot of people to practice with. His father's the tuner. His brother and his mother and he get out there and they ride a lot of practice time.
Jeff Jacobs just finishing it out now. He has been in the lead virtually from the start, wire to wire, as they say. And he is about to pick up the checkered flag. Look, he's probably going about 3/4 right now. Just trying, as we have said, to avoid the mistake.
It'll be interesting to talk to him and see if he suffered any boat damage or body injury off that jump. And we'll get a first-hand opinion from him. Checkered flag now. A little showboating there by Jeff Jacobs on boat number 1. He just kind of falls off to the side there after getting the checker.
Jeff Jacobs wins the Pro Superstock, and we'll wait to see who comes in here at second. It looks like Harry Gocher will finish second. So Harry will pick up some 34 points. That will help him. Let's go back to the beginning of the race, Mark, where it was really a fair start, but this was a race that some won and some lost here in the first maybe 50, 75 yards.
The 22-year-old Emmett Hood got the whole shot, and not far behind him out of the first turn was Jeff Jacobs. They went through about 5 buoys. They were coming down the front straightaway, and Jacobs took it away from him. It wasn't Emmett Hood's fault. He was running strong, as Jacobs just overcame him and took over the lead. From then on, he just extended his lead and blew away from everybody else.
And as they came over the log jump, Jeff Jacobs had to have his heart up in his throat as he went about 4 feet in the air and came down and went under.
He really did. He caught the front of the ski, and it just threw him up into the air. He came off on the right side for a pretty nasty crash. He held on, though. Luckily, he had a big enough lead built up that the